Hello and welcome to episode 510 of Contending at the Water Cooler. I'm your host, Clarence Moy, and I'm joined by the other two M's. So M's, let's go around the cooler and tell the listeners who you are and where they can find you on the internet now that we're all back together again. Joey, you can go first.
Hi, I'm Joey Moser. You can find me on Twitter, JoeyMoser83.
Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan McLaughlin. You can find me everywhere online at Hey Dude Meg.
And again, I'm Clarence Moy. You can find me on Twitter at Clarence Moy. Well, it feels good to have you back in our presence, Megan. Thank you for letting us. Well, I mean, you had your own thing going on, so I don't know why I'm thanking you, but we missed you, but we had fun without you.
Thanks.
No, I mean it.
No, I missed you guys too. And I'm glad you guys got to geek out over Tony stuff because I know that's important. Especially as we move more into I love the coverage we were doing, more and more Tony coverage, which was great. So I'm glad you guys got to all talk about it.
Yeah, we had lots of opinions, so it was good stuff. And this week we are shifting our coverage into the Emmy race because Television Academy started voting on the 10th? No, 12th. The 12th of June, last Thursday, and then they will continue through I should have looked this up. It's the 26th. 23rd. So we have roughly another week. And what we do is every year we do a Television Academy, Here Our Plea podcast where we give recommendations that are sort of left of field. So, obviously we're not going to come in and say, vote for White Lotus for drama series, vote for Pitt for drama series, vote for Hacks for comedy series, because those are all kind of in the conversation already. Those are things that people are already watching, people already understand, people already know about. What we're doing here today is we're advocating for those television shows who are contending for lower slots. See what I did there? And things that may have been overlooked. So that's where we're going with stuff today. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, we'll wrap with the flash forward to the media we're most anticipating in the upcoming week. I do want to say, before we get started, I know both of you are online and both of you read through the Twitter. And
through the Twitter.
Did either of you see the tweet? One of the more misunderstood and hated tweets recently was from Emma. I'm going to mispronounce her last name. Sasik?
Oh, I love her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So she tweeted, "Hey, materialists, welcome to the collection of female-directed films that will be basically overanalyzed in out of existence."
Yeah.
I retweeted
Welcome
that.
to the club. Yeah. So a ton of people have attacked her for that tweet and have completely misunderstood what she was saying. They're like, "I love those movies. They won awards. They were big at the box office. How dare you?" And I'm just like, people need to stop and think before they retweet stuff, because it's just madness watching stuff like that happen. I feel so bad for her.
I know, I got exactly what she was saying, because I was like, she's absolutely right, because the Materialist is getting a lot of shit. I mean, it got shit as soon as the poster came out, as soon as the trailer came out. It was getting shit, but people were just freaking out about, which I do want to have a big discussion about that. I'm writing something for the site about it too, because I liked it, and I was somebody who was kind of cool. I was just on the trailer, and the poster was cool. I liked it because it was kind of a throwback, but I was really surprised by, I think Celine Song is so talented, and I was really surprised by this. It's so different from Past Lives, and yet it is, she's banking off of her abilities she's kind of showing off what she did that we loved about Past Lives, and now she's just continuing that, the way she directs and everything. She's just fantastic. But the discourse around it is really fucking annoying, and I can't believe people are coming for Emma, because that's ridiculous. She's like a sweetie too. So
yeah, she's so nice.
Yeah, she's so nice. People suck. I didn't realize that. I was just retweeting her because I loved what she said. So
yeah,
I didn't see the comments.
It's been all over my feed yesterday and today.
Ugh.
And then the other thing that hit my feed today was we now don't like Celine's song because one of her favorite movies is Zootopia.
I saw that too, and I'm like, first of all, Zootopia is a great movie. I love that movie too. I like. What is wrong with people having people? The internet is great, but it's also terrible. Like I know everybody always says it's terrible, but there are a lot of good things for it. But this is just not one of those things.
I think
All
it
of your
was. I had to find the exact. I'm sorry, I should have had the reference ready before I opened my mouth. But I think I saw. I think it was Eric Anderson who tweeted something about like, well, when people were interviewing Ryan Coogler for Sinners, he said one of his favorite movies was, something like a kid's movie, and no one was giving him shit about
Right.
that. So,
Oh, yeah.
what's wrong, people?
I mean, when Paul Thomas Anderson was being interviewed, I forget what film it was for. He said Ted was a movie that he loved recently.
I love
So, I mean, filmmakers get it. Filmmakers understand that films can be great and they can be entertaining, and they can be great entertainments. They don't always have to be searing. That's what I loved about Sinners. It is a great entertainment. It's something that brings people in. It's something that isn't necessarily, Nomadland or, just, some sort of art house or foreign great film that people are just like, this is cinema. It can be an entertainment. We have forgotten that as a culture, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. And actually, even with like, not to to bring it back to Materialists, I guess like it was a packed theater on Friday night when I went to see it, and that was so refreshing. I mean, we had, like the person next to me had to shush the couple next to me that was talking the entire time in a different language, by the way. which I was like, just because you don't speak English doesn't mean we can't like we can still hear you. But it was wild because they were talking the entire time. But I'm like, wow, I haven't been to a theater where people were like being shushing each other like in a long time.
Like, what a throwback.
Yeah, what a throwback romantic comedy, and now a throwback of having people in a theater. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I thought, wow, like, are we? Can I say? I think we're back. I finally, I know everybody says it. I'm saying it now. We're back, and I mean it, and that it's true. We're back.
Okay. Welcome back. All right. So let's jump to Television Academy. Hear our plea. And who wants to go first? And, this can be drama, comedy, limited series. We'll just do a round table, kind of a gab, if you will.
Could it be acting too?
Of course.
Okay, well, I will kick it off because, I'm kind of the unofficial Yellow Jackets expert, I feel like, on the podcast. And
if you were talking about on the podcast, you're officially
I'm officially the expert on the podcast because I've talked to like almost everybody from that cast, and even from the behind the scenes and the cast too. But I really want to. I think they should be in it across the board for this season because I think they really ended strong and they did a lot of interesting things. But the person I really want to highlight is Sophie Thatcher for her work on this season 3, and she is just so good. And God, I just love her, and I feel like she does a lot of emotional work this season, and so she was somebody I wanted to highlight. But also just the entire like Yellow Jackets crew is all incredible. The editing, the sound editing, the music. I can't believe that Craig Wendron and Anna Warwicker haven't been nominated for the score or anything. Like, so just all of Yellow Jackets pretty much. But Sophie Thatcher was the one that I wanted to kick off because I haven't seen too many people talking about her, and I think they should be.
I think it's a great call out because I know that the Yellow Jackets has been twice Emmy nominated, but the second time it was at a far reduced quantity than the first season. So I think The second season we had issues with it. Third season increase in quality. So I think the Television Academy should recognize when a show comes back and not forget it if they have a down season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and the acting is, I mean, Melanie Linsky is incredible this season too. Like I think she's gonna get in, but she's just people give that character shit too, and I just think that Shauna's one of the greatest characters of the last 10 years. I think she's insane. I love her. I hate her. Like she's just and Melanie Linsky's and Sophie and Elise are both great in that part.
I just wish she was likable, That people, that nugget. Oh God,
people's arms.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's me.
Joey, what about you?
Let's see. Well, where to start? Okay, so if I'm going to highlight a performance first, this is very much a long shot. I'm going to throw it out there that I think people should consider. Grotesquerie is a show that I don't think I like. It's overly complicated. It's overly plotted. It goes on a little too long. But I do think that Niecy Nash Betts is incredible in it. And I mean, she just won an Emmy a couple years ago for Monsters. She just gets to be like really awful, really messy. She's like drunk the entire show. And then there's a major twist, like 2/3 of the way through the show, through the season. And I don't know if it's getting a second season or not. But I remember I spoke to one of the directors, I think in the spring, and I sat down to watch it. And I was like, she's fucking great in it. She gets to be just all over the place, super sloppy, really horrible to her, really horrible to her daughter, really horrible to her husband, who's in a coma, just wants him to die. And I think that if we're going to talk about characters that people are like, well, they're not really likable, then you need to put her up there, because I think she is great in that show.
She's always great.
Yeah, she's always great.
Even if she rises above the material.
Yeah, easily.
I'm surprised you didn't say Travis Kelce.
All right, I'm hanging up. Goodbye. Goodbye. You fucking asshole.
My first one would be a performance, actually two performances from a limited series that aired recently, and they are performances from Sirens, which was on Netflix. Yeah. And I know it's strange to say Julianne Moore is sort of an underdog, but she has struggled recently to get attention on the the television series that she's been on. After in 2012 winning an Emmy for playing memorably playing. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Memorably playing Sarah Palin in Game Change. She hasn't really been back to the Emmy since then, and I think she's fantastic in Sirens. It is a very complex performance that goes from a sort of cult-like figure in the beginning that you believe to be the villain of the piece, and then watch that character slowly evolve thanks to the performance of Julianne Moore into somebody that you ultimately sympathize with, that you ultimately understand. And that's no small feat considering how kind of bizarre and terrible she is throughout the series. Another performance from that show is Millie Alcock, who we know originally from House of the Dragon, an Australian actress who does not appear Australian at all in this. She 100% looks and sounds and acts like a upper class. Well, she pretends to be upper class person from New England, and it's a tremendous performance. She is completely surprised me. Was not expecting that at all. Miles away from Game of Thrones. Just feels like someone that feels like someone that feels a performance is very lived in. I feel like she really understands this character. I don't necessarily, I'm not quite there yet with all of the twists and turns of the show, but it is under control from two really great performances. So I would highly recommend those performances in the limited series race. Nice.
That's great.
Megan, back to you.
I want to highlight. Can I do some comedies? Can I just like kind of cluster?
Megan, you do whatever you want.
Okay, I'm doing. God,
you have.
That was kind of like, did it kill everyone? It killed everyone. Like both of you were like Homer and Bart to me, like the monster that killed everybody. Did it kill Joey? It killed everyone. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to highlight four comedies actually. Okay, these are ones that I think are incredible and that should be, I would put them in the top. Somebody Somewhere is just so good, and I can't believe it's like been nominated for nothing. Like, it's insane. And it's the final season, which I think is actually the best season. They're all so good, but it really goes out on top. I really want to highlight that one. I would love to see some nominations for that one. The second one that I want to talk about is The English Teacher, which controversial pick, I know, but I think that it's really funny, also really great, and despite the conversation around that, Google the controversy, which is horrible, but the show and the people who worked on it, other than the people who were implicated, shouldn't be punished for it because they're all really great. Poker Face is also having a great season 2, and Natasha Lyonne is just continues to be great, fantastic. This last episode that aired was probably one of the best of the 2 seasons. So good. I would love to see her get in again and that get in. And then the last one I want to highlight is, and this is probably maybe not something that's on the bubble. I know a lot of people are talking about it, but The Rehearsal, I think, is unlike so many television shows. It's unlike anything really I've seen on television. I think Nathan Fielder is a genius and insane, and I love him. And I think he's using comedy to provoke such interesting conversations. And I think that everybody should watch The Rehearsal. So those are my 4 comedies that I'm just pitching and being like, please, Academy, please.
You gave us a lot there. What do you think is the most underrated of that list?
Well, probably Somebody Somewhere, or maybe The English Teacher. But at least The English Teacher was one of the highest rated shows for FX. Somebody Somewhere, I feel like, is a show that probably doesn't have amazing ratings, but just is this little show that could. So I'd probably say Somebody Somewhere.
Right. Okay. Very good. Joey.
I was going to echo everything about Somebody Somewhere. I think it is insane that has literally not gotten anything ever.
Right.
I mean, I can see why a little bit, because it's a really quiet, quaint show. I never got to talk to Jeff Hiller. It sort of fell through. And I might I'm really sort of stressed for time. I was like, do I want to do it because it's him? And I do want to do it because it's him. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. So what if I was just adolescence? Jesus. Okay, so this is, everyone's gonna roll their eyes when I say this, and I don't care. I was really mad that Atwala got canceled. I actually almost started writing something about it, how pissed I was, but it was bad. I couldn't write anything coherent. It was just it had a
page.
It had a 2-season order. They cut the season order in half. So I just think it sucks that a show that is literally about artistic license and sort of about how ballet is very traditional and you need to bring in people that do something exciting to get people, back in the seats. to appreciate ballet. Like there's something in the show about how they're trying to, like, the company's losing money. They're trying to cut all these corners, and they're just like, well, what if we do like QR code programs? Everyone's doing it, like at a restaurant. And like Luke Kirby's character is really mad. He was like, no, you just give them a fucking program. Like it's sort of, I don't know. And it just, I think it really sucks that the show was canceled amid all of this crap about, arts programs being like taken away or taken over by other companies. And I think it's really interesting that, Amazon is a huge company with a ton of money that people have a lot of problems with. And it's the show, it's the network that axed the show. And I would say that if there was any sort of justice in the world, a performance would have some traction. It doesn't, but I wish it did. So, I mean, like, Luke Kirby is really great. He's an Emmy winner, several nominees. So I thought, like, Meek's probably the best shot. I think Gideon Glick is really great as this, like, really eccentric choreographer of the show. They do a swap of talent. So, Americans go to France, Paris dancers come to America. And then this probably sounds like a no-brainer, but the thing that I'm really worried about it not getting is like a choreography nomination. Which, doesn't make sense. It's a show about ballet. Of course it's going to get a choreography nomination, but I'm worried that it's not. So I'm going to say that. That's the end of that.
That's a good one. No, I really think I'm kind of surprised that it was canceled so fast too. It felt weird.
I mean, it looks for a show that is contemporary, it looks expensive.
Yeah.
There are a ton of people on screen all the time. I'm sure. I mean, I think half of the show was literally, being shot on location in Paris. But I just thought that, to me, I think, Amy Sherman Palladino, she gave Amazon Marvelous Mrs. Maisel was the first streaming comedy to win a series prize. It was the first show to win comedy series of a streaming platform. It gave that network a buttload of Emmy nominations. It's the show that they hung their hat on for 5 years. I think that you should at least respect Amy Sherman Palladino's vision. And sure, if you don't want to renew it, but don't cut the order in half. I thought that was, and now I just want Apple to pick up whatever contract she has, because they'll throw money at anyone, complimentary. But I mean, I want her to get a deal with Apple because they have a ton of talent over there. So yeah.
And considering how many shows Amazon does run that aren't sort of quality television,
I actually want someone to answer me this. Like, who likes Lord of the Rings? Because everyone that I see online talking about it talk about it in a negative way, where they're like, "This is bad. We don't like it."
Even fans of Lord of the Rings,
even fans
don't like it. Yeah, I have friends that are fans that are like, "It's not great.
It's too woke."
Oh, is that what it is?
No, that's what they said when they first screened it. I just don't think it's good. I think it's incredibly boring. It has nothing to do with who is in it or the color of the people that are in it or whatever. It's just really boring to me.
And it's been done. Like, how many times are we going to do this? Like,
forever and
like
ever.
Find something else. Like,
oh, we need something with an IP.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I'm going to go to another performance, and this is from an unheralded performance from a very popular show, which is HBO's The White Lotus. And that many actresses are getting in from this. Parker Posey. Who else is getting in? Carrie Coon, Amy Lou Wood. But one of the best performances in there, and I love all those three actresses, one of the best performances in there does come from Leslie Bibb, who gives that speech that everybody's talking about for a very long time about, well, not just a speech, but she participates in this sequence where she's talking about her politics and her voting, but she never says what she votes for. But, that scene is all about her looks, and it's about her reacting to the other two because they are the bigger presences within the scenes. That is kind of the role that she is given throughout the show, and she's really good in it. And as much as I love all of the other actresses, I would love to see her included in that lineup because I think she's incredibly well deserved and has served in, and has been outstanding in a lot of different shows for a very long time and has not gotten her flowers yet. So I think I'd love to see Leslie Bibb get a nomination.
That's a good call.
Thank you.
I've loved her for years. She's so...
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's never been nominated for Annie.
Yeah, you've loved her since Popular.
Megan, back to you.
This is kind of something that's been rising up, and I want to mention Say Nothing on FX, which I've seen some people are predicting it in places, and also David Phillips just interviewed Lola Pettigrew and Anthony Boyle and which is amazing. I got to read those. I've been meaning to with all the stuff that's been going on. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but Say Nothing is incredible, and I hope that people remember it. And and I've seen Scott Feinberg is predicting Lola to get in, and that would be cool. But who knows? You never know what people forget. But FX really turns out some amazing shows, so maybe people will remember, and I hope they do because Say Nothing is really good. So that's my pick. Say Nothing. Say something.
So a show that I really that I liked it when it first came out, and then it came out in the summer of right after the eligibility window of last year ended. So it came out in July of 2024. And I went back to it because I was doing some interviews for it. Is Lady in the Lake from Apple. It's so it's directed by Alma Harrell. She did Honey Boy. It's based on a book by a person, Laura Lippman. It's set
by a person.
By a person. It is about it's set in Baltimore in the 1960s. It starts with these sort of two parallel narratives about Natalie Portman plays an unhappy housewife, and Moses Ingram plays a woman named Cleo Johnson, who is she works at a department store, this really sort of creepy thing where people stand in windows and they act as live mannequins. And she, Natalie Portman, leaves her husband to become a journalist because she hates her life, and she is really passionate about a young Jewish girl who disappears during a Christmas parade, and then Cleo Johnson then disappears. And it's, I don't know, I think it's a really, it really chews into some really complex, complicated things about, it's like I said, set in Baltimore in the 1960s, so about race and privilege, and Natalie Portman plays a character who has tons of privilege, and she throws herself in the thick of this, and she doesn't realize what she's gotten herself into. It has a random cool supporting cast, Mikey Madison is in it for a hot second. Noah Jupe plays Natalie Portman's son, and he's a little fucking asshole. David Corenswet, soon to be Spider-Man, is in it for a hot second.
Superman.
What did I say?
Spider-Man.
Oh God. That's Spider-Man, a superhero.
Send letters to Joey Moser.
I don't care. Bring it on, Thor.
You can take him to see Boo.
Boop. It's only 7 episodes. It's on Apple. When I went to revisit it for to talk to, I spoke to Moses Ingram and Amaharal. I don't know. I had a deeper appreciation for it. I think the crafts are really cool. I love the way that it's shot. I think that I love the opening title sequence, which hopefully it gets in and we can talk about it. Because it's I talked to the composer. The score is really great. And I just feel like, it came out way too early. It barely got any attention. It has decent reviews, but I would like it to get something, maybe costumes or main title, or Moses is really great in it, but something. I'm I'm really just like casting a wide net with the things that I want to get in.
Excellent. My next would be somebody that we've talked about before on this podcast, and it is from the Four Seasons. And it is not Tina Fey, it is not Steve Carell, but it would be Carrie Kenny Silver, who I think gives the best performance in that show. She's, I did say something controversial back then when I said she wasn't a household name, but apparently she's a household name in the McLaughlin household.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But she's, the emotional throughput through the whole series. She nails every scene that she's in, and she's also a very funny individual. And I went and watched clips of her in other shows, and very different styles of comedy, but here, really nailing the drama of the dramedy here. So I loved her performance, and I think she should absolutely be the nomination from that show. So Carrie Kenny Silver, Four Seasons.
That's
Nice.
great.
That's a great one.
Megan.
I am going to jump into reality series here. And I don't know if this is like a huge contender, but it should be. And it's not, I know what you're all thinking. It's not 1,000 Pound Sisters. It's not 1,000 Pound Best Friends either. It's not 1,000 Pound Roomies. It's The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu, which is so good. I just we dropped an interview today on the site, and it's on YouTube too if you want to watch the full interview with Jeff Jenkins and Lisa Filippelli, who are the EPs from the show. And I got to like pick their brain about how they shoot things, and just how they're maintaining reality while also creating capturing this drama of the show, which, if people don't know what it's about, Taylor Frankie Paul a couple years ago went on Mom Talk, which is TikTok for the Mormon moms, and she talked about her swinging lifestyle with her ex-husband and how they were all swingers and stuff, and it caused a huge meltdown. And that's kind of like where the show starts, and then the second season picks up with she has a baby, and it's wild stuff is going on. But I really like this show because I think it's the first. I have not watched the housewives shows. I know bad gay man over here. I get yelled at about it all the time.
I don't watch it either. So.
Oh, you're a worse gay man.
No, I have reasons, and it's fine.
Okay. Well, anyway, I have not watched any of the housewives, but I do like this because I think it's about this is terrible. It's about something. The Mormon stuff is really interesting to me, that these women are all the breadwinners for being influencers basically, and their husband, they all make more than their husbands, yet their husbands are all trying to control them still in some ways. And in the first season,
Jesus.
more so second season, they're kind of figuring it, they're figuring out that it's just gender dynamics are so interesting on the show. And I just find that really fascinating, and I think this show should be in the conversation for reality, unstructured reality series. I think that's what it would be. So that's my pick, is The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu.
Excellent.
I've heard people talking about that a lot lately.
Oh, that's good then. Yeah.
I get that one confused. Do I get it confused? Which one is on Hulu?
That's the one on Hulu, yes.
Okay. So I've seen the first season of that. Is that the one with the is it Affleck? Is it the Affleck girl in there?
Yes, the Jen Affleck.
Okay. Yes. I have seen bits and pieces of the first season, and it is compelling.
It is. It's really interesting. It's as far as reality TV goes, it's about nothing, but also about something, which I appreciate.
There you go. Joey, you're next.
So I was probably going to pick a pair of comedies, um, mainly because. Okay, so the first one I was going to say is Phantasmas,
Yeah,
Julio
I've heard
Torres.
really good things about that one.
I'm trying to get to talk to him because I was going through my emails and I was just like, I never followed up on that pitch to talk to him. And he's such an incredibly talented person. And even if you watch the trailer for it, because I just rewatched it before we jumped on, it was like, it's only like 6 episodes or like 25 minutes long. Nothing sexier than that to me. It's just sort of like, it's got like a Pee-wee's Playhouse element to it. It's got, I don't know, it's just a really unique perspective on storytelling. And he's, I don't know, I've always just loved Julio Torres. I loved Problemista last year. That was a really fun original movie. It's something about, I think it was Cola Scola winning the Tony Award, dressed as Bernadette Peters and thanking men on Grindr.
Yes.
And Cola Scola is such a singular talent, and I feel like Cola Scola and Julio Torres are contemporaries. They're both, queer people, queer young people who have very interesting points of view. And so I've been thinking a lot about Phantasmas all week, and I want to revisit it. And I just think that would be a really great, fun show to, again, honor anywhere. But also I coupled it with a show that I've talked about a lot for the last 3 years. So I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Is Ghosts. Particularly, there are two performances. The ensemble is so great. It's such a strong ensemble. How it has not gotten in for comedy ensemble at SAGs, I will never know. Brendan Scott Jones, who plays a gay contemporary of Alexander Hamilton. There's a whole episode called The Ruffle Kerfuffle, about how the reason why he was shoved out of the signing of the Declaration of Independence is because Alexander Hamilton stole his ruffle during ruffle season. It is so stupid, and I love it. And then also all the ghosts, if you haven't watched Ghosts, all the ghosts have a quote-unquote ghost power, and the uppity, I guess, lady of the house is obsessed with, like, cocaine and society roles. She would fit in really well in the Gilded Age. Played by Rebecca Wasaki. She finds out that her ghost power is, she finds out her lineage is based in Ireland, as much as she hates to admit that. And on St. Patrick's Day, the living can see her. So it's just a really consistently funny show. I didn't even realize, like, that show, I heard it on Amy Poehler's podcast when she interviewed Quinta Brunson, and Quinta Brunson said that Ghosts, maybe because it's CBS and CBS has that, baked in cane shaking crowd, that it is actually a really highly rated show at CBS. I did not really even know that. So where are all you people talking about Ghosts? If you guys all watch it, where are you at? So Ghosts, anything. Again, anything.
That's a great pick.
Yes, it is. I don't know if I never take anything for granted in terms of below the line crafts, because sometimes, I mean, honestly, I was thinking about it this weekend, Joey, because we were having conversations about the current production of Evita and how the costuming is different from our expectations. Not saying it's bad, not saying it's good. I haven't seen the entire production, but it's different, right? And then I was thinking, how the hell did the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences not nominate the costumes in Evita from the film in 1995? So anyway, therefore, I don't take anything for granted below the line. Agatha All Along's production design is my favorite of this entire season. It is just a combination of gorgeous landscapes and artificial sets when necessary, that the production works with the artificiality and it creates this like mystical world. And it's just by far the best thing about a show that I like, actually. But it is as the witches march down this dark road, they go through each trial, and each trial has a set that somehow relates to that character. And so therefore it gives us Restoration Hardware Beach House. It gives us a some sort of cabin that's right out of Friday the 13th. It's a little bit of the mystical tower, the tower that they with the knives, swords positioned at the top of the ceiling. Yeah, swords. We're gonna see boom. It's fantastic, and that would be a crime if they don't nominate the production design from the show.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Megan.
I really,
I'm spent.
I am kind of spent, but I do want to say I'm seeing a lot of people not predicting Chimp Crazy in documentary series. And I just want to say, like, if this doesn't get in, what are we doing? Because Chimp Crazy is incredible. And like one of the most memorable shows, period, from last year. And I'm a little worried just because of people saying that. But I mean, maybe they're wrong. Maybe I'm right. Who knows? But I would be shocked if Chimp Crazy doesn't get in, because it's so good. And it's got a little bit of everything that you want in that category, as I wrote about.
Yeah.
So yes, Chimp Crazy.
Nice. Very good. Joey, you got one more in you?
Yes. I was going to say the costumes for Agatha all along, because I talked to Daniel Salon, who did the costumes for WandaVision. He won an Emmy for that. Because I was so obsessed with that show. Yes, Joey is obsessed with a Marvel property. I offered out of my own time. I was like, I want to talk to you a second time, because I did not get to talk to you at all about anything in the first 20 minutes. So Daniel Salon, I just want him to win. I'm going to say something that's going to make everyone roll their eyes, and I don't care. But I need my beloved Dr. Odyssey to get a nomination for production design.
Yes, I would agree with that.
I think the show is the The Pit in terms of storytelling. It's sort of like the show is sort of looking at you like, this is what you want. You want you want a potential throuple and a threesome on ABC. On ABC. You want that? I feel like there's an executive, his head, coming into view once an episode. It's like, he's hot, right? Yeah, he's hot. But I think the production design on that is so great, because you would think that it would be very limited, and it's not. I think they utilize the space really great. I am worried because a show has not been renewed, and there's a lot of, I don't know, legal things brewing that it's not going to get renewed. So that eliminates probably any future, what if they make a bigger boat? What if it's a ship connected to another ship and they sail the open sea? The bigger, the stupider. What if we make all the lifeboats are made out of shark skin? The possibilities are endless with how stupid this show is. And I just want it to get just one Emmy nomination. If it gets more, that's great. But the one that I think it needs to get is production design. That's it. That's all. I rest my case.
I love it. That's great.
God, I love that show. It's so funny.
I've been wanting to watch it.
Megan, I feel my brain atrophying anytime that I haven't actually finished the season, but it's just such a, it is it makes every guilty pleasure that I have look like Downton Abbey.
Bitch, I watched 1,000 Pound Sisters.
Who am I talking to? What the fuck am I? Here I am, quote, making a case.
Yeah, I'm
when this bitch is making up 1,000 pound blank. You're just making up titles now.
I was not making up titles. Those were all real titles. Those were all real titles. You thought
1,000 pound DC villains. 1,000 pound estranged.
Okay, now you're just teasing me, because those sound great. That would get me back into the DC and Marvel universe if you
right.
I'm interested.
To anyone listening.
All right, my last selections are two actresses. One has zero shot of getting in, and I think it's a damn shame. And the other one is probably a little bit of a cheat. But the first one that has a zero shot of getting in is a show that airs in the Thursday night ABC threesome along with Dr. Odyssey, which is Angela Bassett in 911.
Oh yeah, that's your
Yeah.
show.
Hell
She
yeah.
is fantastic in this show, and I do not know. I mean, it's probably because it's a lowbrow show from the Ryan Murphy camp. Angela Bassett gives it her all every single week, and this year she has helped coin a phrase in our house. Damn serial killer.
Oh my
They
God.
said that on ads after ads after ad, where in a ludicrous plot, Jennifer Love Hewitt slashed in the throat and yet managed to survive
Oh
with
my
minimal
God. Are you
scarring.
serious?
Yes, a damn serial killer attacked her and cut her throat, sliced it wide open, blood spraying out everywhere. And then the next episode, she's like, I have survivor's guilt. Like, guilt? Your throat was cut open.
Like you have a jagged windpipe, bitch.
Anyway, that has nothing
You
to
shouldn't
do.
be here.
Minimal scarring. Minimal scarring. Angela Bassett. Nobody told her that this is lowbrow television. She is 100% in. She is a fantastic actress. She deserves an Emmy nomination for this show. She is that good in it. My bit of a cheat is in the guest comedy actress category, a category that has been populated with so many performances from Saturday Night Live or The Bear or Only Murders or presumably The Studio. And I hope that this truly great performance does not become overshadowed. And that is Julianne Nicholson in Hacks for playing
Yes.
Mom. Dance Mom is so good, and she is so funny in this. And you don't think about Julianne Nicholson as being funny. She's a fantastic actress. She's amazing in this. And if they do not nominate her because they nominated names from the studio like Sarah Polley, like Zoe Kravitz, stars from Saturday Night Live like Ariana Grande or Maya Rudolph, that it just, or Cynthia Erivo for Poker Face, who I hear is very good. You've got to make room for Julianne Nicholson in Hacks. She's so fantastic.
Yeah, I'd love
Good
that.
call. I saw a video of the person that she's like inspired by. And it's freaky.
Who is it? I can't remember who it was.
Oh, I don't know. It's just like, it's literally like the name is like Dance Mom. That's how.
Oh, that's.
I bet I could find it, but I mean, it's so, it's really kind of nuts.
There's a running gag, a little bit of a running gag whenever she's appearing. The Paul W. Downs and Megan Step talk about
I like her.
A little bit goes a very long way. I'm gearing up for that show that she's got coming out with
Too much?
Oh,
yeah,
I
Too
wanna
Much,
see
which I
that,
think
yeah.
looks good. I do think it looks good. But they keep telling her, "Oh, we're so sorry to keep you in town because we don't want to keep you away from your kids," and because she's Dance Mom, right? Don't want to keep you away from your kids because they've taken her, and she's guesting on Deborah Vance's late night talk show. She says, "What kids?" And she's like, "Well, you're the Dance Mom." She's like, "I'm the mother of dance."
Oh my God.
She doesn't have kids. She's not even married.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
It's a really rich comedic performance that you don't see coming, and the fact that she does all that weird choreography is she just puts it all out there. She deserves that Emmy. All right, so what's that?
it's just so stupid.
It is so stupid, and it's brilliant. I love it. So that wraps the 2025 edition of Television Academy. Hear Our Plea. And if you have recommendations for any shows that we may have missed, because there's no small amount of television on the air, please feel free to comment on the post on thecontending.com and share with us and with other readers. Okay, let's jump to the flash forward to the media we're most anticipating in the upcoming week. And Megan, why don't you go first?
Sure. So I am going to the Bentonville Film Festival in Arkansas this week. So I'm really excited about that. And this is the Gina Davis Festival. That's like it's in its 11th year, and I'm getting to moderate a couple of films, and so I'm really excited about that. And I'm getting to talk to Gina, so I'm really
Oh
really
my
excited.
God.
So hopefully, if everything goes to plan. So yeah, I'm really excited. I've always wanted to go to this festival. This has been one I've had in my eye on for a while. Because it's very kind of supportive of inclusivity and women and people of color, and I think that's great. And so and also I've never been to Arkansas, so I'm excited to go. So that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Very good.
Nice.
Joey?
I would like to see a film. Any film that has come out in the last month. Any of them. Oh, I'm also there is I have a screener to a movie called Queens of the Dead, which is
with Aaliyah?
I guess yeah. Lord.
Remember that one?
Yeah, I do. It is it's a comedy horror starring people like Kitty M. O'Brien, Cheyenne Jackson, Margaret Cho is in it. It's basically a bunch of the logline on Wikipedia says the film follows a group of drag queens, club kids, and frenemies who must put aside their personal dramas and use their unique skills to fight the brain-thirsty undead when the zombie apocalypse breaks out on the night of a giant warehouse party. And it is directed by Tina Romero. So I'm pretty sure that is, if people know the last name, sounds very familiar.
It's like Sinners for Gays, basically.
Sinners for Gays and with zombies instead of vampires. So I'm excited to watch that, but also just, again, any film that I would like to watch.
Are you going to see Materialist too?
Yeah, I was hoping to see it today, but my day got away from me. Materialist is actually at like the top of my lists. Materialist. So yeah, I hate myself. I want to see that, and I want to see. Can't remember what else is coming out on Thursday. 28 Years Later comes out.
Yes.
I might try to do a double feature of that and bring her back. Get some spooky shit going on. That's all.
Very good. This will come as to no shock to both of you, but I have not seen How to Train Your Dragon after saying for the past 2 weeks that I'm going to see it. I just can't drag myself to see it. I will be seeing it on Wednesday night. Also, Disney Pixar's Elio comes out this weekend. It's kind of a surprise, I think. I don't think they've been doing very much advertising for it.
They haven't really been doing anything about it.
Yeah. And the box office numbers are not going to look good. We started The Pit last night.
Oh.
Memo to Warner Brothers. I did not need to see how you reset a leg, a broken leg, a mauled leg in such graphic detail.
But
the
that's
sounds.
The point. We all want to see it.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Then you're in for a wild ride this season. Yeah.
No, the thing with like the neck in like episode 1 or 2 grossed me out the most.
That's in 2. That's in 2. I don't know anything about it.
You're gonna see a birth scene.
One.
Are you ready for that?
I've seen 2 actually birth scenes in real life.
That's true, but I didn't know. Well, I didn't know how intense. Yeah, if you're.
I learned my least favorite word of the English language is episiotomy.
Oh God! Yeah. It just makes me squirm.
Yeah. So we're going to finish The Pit, I think, as long as my wife said, well, hopefully this doesn't get too gross.
Oh,
just like,
Tell her I do need to finish the show.
Okay, that's funny.
And I've already seen the whole season, but this Sunday night, The Gilded Age returns for its third season. And it is, in my opinion, its best. They are giving everything in hopes of getting a fourth season, I think. So go watch that if you are so inclined. It is all the complaints about nothing ever happens. Something happens in every single episode. So go for it. And then books, I am continuing to read, muddling through A Clash of Kings, the second in the Song of Ice and Fire series. There's a lot of traveling. There's a lot of going from place to place, and it's not as engaging as the first book was. A little slower.
Oh my god!
And but it's very, very different from the second season of the show. So
no sex or anything, nothing as they're
No
traveling.
incest?
Yeah,
no,
incest?
oh, well, yes, there's always incest. But what's really interesting is
Phew.
I told you I was rewatching season 1 after having just read the book, and the way I'm doing this while I'm at the gym, the way that they portray it. Both of you have seen. No, Joey, you've never seen it. Megan, you remember season 1 where Daenerys was learning the art of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
yeah.
like the handmaiden kind of tells her what to do and how to get on top and all that stuff. And that is softcore porn. That is so much pornier than the book. It's just
really.
Oh yeah. I thought it was going to be complete opposite because I feel like George R.R. Martin is the world's biggest pervert. But
yeah.
No. That's just a totally different ballgame. Anyway, also, I'm going to go back to our first segment and complain about Twitter again. I think I'm going to boycott the Hollywood Reporter for a little bit. I just read the dumbest, biggest clickbait headline of all. You know, there was a screening of the original version of Star Wars, the 1977 version.
I saw that. Yes, I saw that clickbait. Yes.
Did you see that headline? Star Wars looks terrible in screening of long lost original 1977 version.
Yes. I was like,
I'm sorry.
What the hell?
What you mean a sci-fi film that was made almost 50 years ago doesn't look great?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, come on. Anyway. So does that cover it?
Yeah.
No, it's not fair at all. Stupid clickbait people. You and Variety should be ashamed of yourselves. All right. Let's get the hell out of here. So we are the 3M's contributors, Joey Moser, Megan McLaughlin, and me, Clarence Moy. Thanking you for joining us, asking you to remember to rate us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you find us, and wishing you a very pleasant tomorrow.